Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is Warhammer Stormbringer issue 70. We've got some Iron Jaws, Ironskull Boyz, according to this. So, we'll have a look at the plastic in mauve. Who have we got here? We got Nagash, the great necromancer. Nagash goes by many names, the supreme lord of the undead, the great necromancer, and the undying king, among many others. In the world that was, Nagash rose from mortality to godhood. During the age of myth, in the mortal realms, Sigmar found Nagash in Shyish, trapped under a cairn of realmstone. In need of allies, Sigmar reluctantly freed Nagash, who joined his pantheon of order. Nagash was a destabilizing presence among his fellow gods and quickly turned his efforts to his own secret aims, plotting and scheming to elevate himself further and establish a kingdom of undeath over which he could be the sole ruler. Okay, so under the Nagash's godly presence, we have the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, Flesh Eater Courts, the Night Haunts, and the Soulblight Gravelords. Oh, bitty. So, Soulblight Gravelords kind of intrigue me. Ironskull's Boyz. So, I think this is a Warcry band, mainly because they've got the grey bases, and any unit that we've had recently in this series with grey bases, I believe, has been a former Warcry band. So, D6 rolling chart for reasons for joining, D6 rolling chart for chosen tactics. Then we have our build section. So, Gurzag Ironskull. So he's a double axe wielder. He's got himself a nice little cloak. Ironskull's Boyz, so he's got 3 boys with him. One's a double-handed axe. This guy's got a cleaver and a chopper, and this guy's got a couple of maces. Cool. And then here we go, how to paint. So Avalon Sunset for the armour, but again you can paint the armour any colour you like. So I know my friend is fond of red, and these are going to my friend, so I'm sure she'll try and incorporate red into that armour if she can. And there they go. So Ironskull's Boyz, they have a 4-inch move, 2 wounds, 4 up save and 5 bravery. They have a boss chopper, big chopper, smashers and choppers. All of those weapons have a 1-inch attack. Now, the boss chopper has a 5 attack profile, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 rend, 1 damage. The big chopper, which I'm assuming is the 2-handed one, is 2 attacks, 4+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 rend and 2 damage. The smashers and the choppers have the same profile, so it's 3 attacks each, 3+ to wound, 3+ to hit, -1 rend and 1 damage each. So there you go. Champion Gurzag Ironskull is the unit champion. Whether through natural hardiness or sheer belligerence, Ironskull and his boys fight on through the most grievous wounds, hollering and cheering as they batter their foes into the ground. Gurzag Ironskull has a ward of 5+. The other models in this unit have a ward of 6+. War Scroll tutorial just talks about dead hard in that sense. Well, then we have some order tactics, the Vigilors. So these are the guys with the bows. So, ranged attacks and good support, but they're weak in melee, as you'd expect. You know, their primary focus will be to sit at the back and provide some long-range firepower. And Vanquishers, these are the guys that we did the other week. These are the guys with the great swords. Right, they have Lightning Strikes ability. Vanquishers can use their Lightning Strikes ability to gain additional melee attacks against large enemy units of 5 or 10 plus models. Durable, and they're slow. Okay, Vanquishers are not as fast as many of the other units in your army. Their durability to take down huge hordes of troops is slightly tempered by the time it will take them to move to the next enemy after slaying the first. So there you go. And then we're on to our battle plan number 10. Right. Oh, hello. We have a slight change on our choices. Alliance of Order. The Force of Destruction has moved to take control of a vital supply line. The Forces of Order have dispatched an army to disperse them and safeguard the route for the convoys. If they win, the Forces of Order will clear a route to continue to receive essential supplies. If they fail, the Forces of Destruction will not only have cut off their supply lines, but they will be pinned down in their half of the ruined city. And you have a choice of 3 heroes and 6 troops to pick. And then the Forces of Destruction have dispatched a large army to cut off the supply route that leads to and from the Order encampment. In reply, the Order has sent its forces to repel them. If they should succeed, the Army of Destruction will deprive the enemy of supplies and weaken them for future battles. If they fail, the Order army will remain well supplied and will have an additional route to manoeuvre through. So, army list, again, 3 heroes and 6 troops choices. So, we have gained an additional troops choice selection. So, Firebrand Pass, you're each going to deploy down the short table edge. You're using all 4 of the battle mats, and then you have 5 objective markers. And then Ian and Eve's playthrough. And then, obviously, the paint and Bastion Cathalos. Cool. Come down, let's have a look at... Woo! Let's have a look at this. So, this is a sculpt of 2017. And, as I said, you've got all the sculpted bases here. All of these have quite open poses. So you should have no problems getting at the detail on any of these miniatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I thought I was missing a head, but it's attached to that arm. Right, yeah, no, they look good. So here's our boss. And then these are our other dudes. Our 2-handed axe dude looks really good. Love this. Yeah, they look really cool. So come back and we'll get them built, shall we? Okie dokie. Right, let's build a couple of these Iron Jaws, shall we? This is their boss. So, I'm probably going to start off just by sticking his feet in. These are, although these are push fit, I'm still going to glue them simply for the stability, because we're going to be handling these a lot. So, right, I just need to trim this peg. So, I know some people on YouTube have turned around and said to cut a slit in this. In all honesty, if you just trim the peg a little bit, that's enough for the air to escape. And allow you to push it down, because if obviously like a plunger, if you on a piston, if you push down and there's nowhere for that air to go, you're going to meet resistance. But if you just trim the peg a tiny bit, you will get, right, I think that is that. You will get obviously the ability to push that straight in without any issues. Is going to be our head here. That's just going to push in like so. And I'm actually going to leave the cloak. I'm not going to glue the cloak, as it were, simply because it's going to make it easier to paint. So the cloak will just push on eventually once it's painted, like so. So there's our unit leader, and this one needs to be joined together beforehand. The only problem with these little brushes is that once the liquid cement goes below a certain level, you're not getting much on the brush to be able to use on the mini. And then right, so that's that, and then just push this into the feet like so, and those are basically, you know, the minis. You only get 4 in this squad because, like I say, I think these are a Warcry unit. Oops. And that is the 4. They're all pretty cool, but they'll look good once painted up. Right, hopefully join me in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.